Hey guys, my name is Kojo Darkwa and you are listening to my celibacy journey story. I'm going to be talking to you about celibacy in the next few weeks. I hope you're blessed and I hope that you learn something from this and that you're inspired to follow suit as a Christian to continue that way of life. Appreciate you.
Little black book, you know what time it is. 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 Time it is.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book, singing awesome God, how great thou art. You are good. Shaka wanna beat as well. Alright, let me stop that because God's gonna come and get me. Alright guys, listen, so we are talking to you about our celibacy journey. This is linked into singleness videos that I've been doing. Well, now I'm talking about celibacy. Yes, we're talking about sex. Probably crazy, you know, because you've always seen my face preach on TL, and then I'm talking about celibacy. And yeah, that's me, cuz. Yeah, because me, I'll tell you the truth, cuz. If I'm moving mad, I'll tell you the truth. I haven't got time to lie. You understand? Because if I start lying, God's going to oust me. You know what I mean? Anyway, listen. So, we are talking about celibacy. So yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about why celibacy is so important in terms of how it affects your relationships and what it does to you. So, to talk about celibacy, to talk about sex, okay, let's be real. But I want to put this out there before we talk about that episode. Just because you're not having sex, like penetration, don't ever think that, you know, you are clean and clear. You see, one of the things I will talk about is the purity of mind. And one of the things that I learned when I was younger, I was thinking about this morning, that my mind was never pure. Like, my mind was not pure, cuz. From a young age, even when I was a virgin, cuz, man's mind was not pure, cuz. You have to deep it, cuz. And a lot of you can understand what I'm saying. My mind was filled with all sorts of fantasies. And you know, when I was younger, I used to have a lot of wet dreams. Let's be real. Let's talk about sex. Let's be open about it, yeah? Because it's not gonna happen at church often. So let's be real about these things. I used to have wet dreams, and the dreams would be about a girl that I would like or whatever, or you know, I sometimes used to force myself to dream about a certain girl because I like him, and I thought, you know, that's the way that I can get them, because I'm not gonna get them in real life. You understand? They will never look at me, but in my dreams, me and you, we are all equals. Boom. You understand? So I would, that's one of the things that would happen. Second thing is the type of films and TV shows I'd watch, they would fill my mind with fantasies again, okay? My mind was not pure, cuz. You understand? So when my mind weren't pure, yeah, the way I thought about the world, the way I thought about women was completely different. You see, when you watch certain films and TV shows, your mind will make up a picture of how females should behave and how you should relate to them. This is also a part of why a lot of people can't be celibate, because it's what information has gone in is processed and what comes out. Jesus Christ says, listen, it's not what goes into a man that defileth him, but what cometh out of him, as in the words. And why? Because the words often depict what's in man's heart. If I'm talking dirty to you, then my heart is probably in the wrong place. Do you know what I'm saying? My heart is probably not for you, but it's on sexual appetite for you. Deep it. Cool. So, you know, talking about that. The third one really is as well, you know, maybe not from a young age, but I was exposed to pornography at 17. And now what that does to you, yeah, is so different. Because now the way you view sex, I was just thinking about this the other day, actually, myself. I think about a lot of things the other day. I was thinking to myself the other day, you know the ones where, like, I could be listening to a TV show and I would hear a girl go, and she's only crying, not moaning, crying. And my brain would think about sex. That's what pornography's done. Pornography has now made it that when I hear, I automatically think that's to do with sex. And any sound that's equivalent to that sounds like sex. And even if she's out of breath, sounds like sex. Why? Because pornography has degraded the way I now associate certain sounds with certain things. So you have to deepen. Your celibacy is made even harder by the things that you've done. Your soul, you are a living soul. So deep it. That, you know, like Tron, the film Tron. You know, they have their information on the disc. That's you. The disc is your soul. It never erases. Now, what God is doing is purifying you day by day so that he can save the soul, because the spirit's already been reborn, saved. Now, the soul is in the process of being saved. We'll be saved when we get to the position of death, but then we'll get saved in the body. Deep it. So that we're in the process of being saved. I don't want to preach. I don't want to preach. I could want to beat as well. Okay, cool. So we're talking about celibacy still. So deep it, there's a lot of things that are in my soul, yeah, that make it harder to be celibate. And because I've watched pornography, films, read books, you know, and even had sex before I met God and before I got into a relationship with God, I realized that all these things are now what the devil uses as a way to come and get me. My flesh is trying to replay, you know the ones where you're sitting there, yeah? And you're not even really deep in nothing, and then before you know it, your mind is replaying that nasty video of pornography you watched. Or it's replaying one naughty session that you had with a female or male previously in the past. Or your mind is thinking about that TV program, that show that you like, that's always showing nudity, like Games of Thrones, and I can't even check, there's no one, Spartacus. I used to watch that from, bro, I had to keep on forward in that thing, you know. Man, I see naked body in that, cuz, and you see proper sex on there, you're like thinking, cuz, this is soft porn, boy. But this is what people were doing. This is what they're showing you. And every time you take this information in, your brain is like a computer. It has to process the information. So when you're telling me that you didn't have sex physically, you haven't been penetrated, I gotta ask you, are you pure in mind? Because if you're not pure in mind, I don't want to hear no business about you talking about someone else and that they're not a virgin, but you yourself are not a virgin in your mind. You've been penetrated in your mind several times. Deep it. So, you know, I'm talking about my celibacy journey again. I want to talk to you about how beforehand I got to even this stage. When I was not saved, I used to write sexual kind of graphic novels, or I should say writings for people so they could get off on it. That's what I used to do. And when I was thinking about this morning, like I said, I think about a lot of things this morning. I was deep in it. I was like, the writing wasn't an issue, but the content was. There's a lot of giftings that you guys have, but you've turned it into a negative. You've abused the gift that you have. Writing's not the issue, but the content of what I was writing was. And why was I writing that? Because the heart itself had not been transformed. So no matter how outwardly I transform myself, if inwardly you've not been transformed, it don't make a difference whether you're a virgin or not, cuz. Deep it. So talking about the celibacy journey, the first thing I had to really do is become pure in mind. And that meant throwing away old garbage. That meant if pornography is an issue, I need to safeguard my mind, first of all, from the things that affect me, that make me want to watch pornography. What is that? TV shows, films, books, conversations that may make me want to withdraw back to where I was. These are affecting issues that make you draw back to your old ways. I always say the thing to say, when you're on Twitter and you see something and it doesn't look right, the Bible says, abstain from all appearances. If I think it looks like it's going to be sex, I just scroll. I'm not going to wait around and see maybe it is, and I just scroll, cuz, because I'm not sure if that's going to be something, and if it is something, I can't undo what I saw. Deep it. The celibacy journey is not easy, my G. It's not easy, my J. It's about the mind, though. It's about the mind. Are you pure in mind, though? That's the question. And so, for me, to get to the stage of celibacy now, it took a lot to get there, because it wasn't just the sex that I may have been having with somebody, but it was actually the mindset that I had. It was atrocious, cuz. The mindset that I had was that I allowed God into every space of my life, but let me leave some areas where I don't want to be saved. Let me leave some areas I don't want God to touch just yet. You know, I like the fact that, you know, I've got that flirtatious nature in me. Let me not leave that just yet. I like the fact that I talk a bit dirty. Let me not leave that just yet. And a lot of you, you know what I'm talking about. You don't want to leave that just yet. You know what I'm saying? So no, you're not retweeting pornography on my TL, but you are in your mind freaking filthy. You know what I'm saying? And I say freaking filthy, sorry, I shouldn't even say freaking filthy, I was just calling it alliteration, but you are filthy. In your mindset, you're filthy, Dan. You understand? You're doing things in your mind that really and truly are mad. You understand? And so I'm telling you about the celibacy thing. You got to get the mind in check before you can get the body in check. Because the mind controls the body, deep here. So understand that obviously when you're involved in engaging these things, for me, you know, to stop even the masturbation, I just had to stop feeding myself trash. Yeah, I keep saying this show power for a lot of you. It's a trigger. We've got this thing on Twitter now where people say you can't even mention the word rape because it might trigger somebody. You have to, you know, put stars and asterisks into it. Why? Because it might trigger somebody to have a relapse. Well, if I'm going to be saying, if that's what people are saying about that, imagine what TV, video games and TV shows and films are doing to you. They are triggering you to believe in the fantasies that you believed when you were in the world. See, my celibacy is not just about being celibate for worldly people. Like, if you want to be celibate and you're not about Jesus Christ, I always say, what's the point? Like, because really and truly, the whole point of celibacy is not just so that you can abstain. It's actually because that's how you're helping glorify your body for Christ. There's an aim and an objective to it. It's not just that I want a celibacy. So if I don't get a lot of people who are not saved watching this, I'll be like, bro, it doesn't bother me because at the end of the day, I need those people who are saved to understand celibacy because you are very important. You know what I'm saying? Cool. So, just deep in the situation and that. You know, my mind was a warfare, was a battleground. You know what I mean? And so one of the ways I fight to get to the celibacy point is to renounce, rebuke, and send away any thought that seems to want to drag me against the knowledge of Christ. When I know it's dragging me in a sexual appetite, I just kind of want God to just rip it out. Just take it away. Just move me. I don't want to be around that, cuz. God, do what you got to do. You understand? So that you can actually function. You understand? How do you get your mind clear? I think the way to get your mind clear, like I said, is to first start by checking what you're inputting into you. If you're able to assess what you're inputting, then you know why you're outputting in. You know, and the second thing is to be consistent with your inputs. If you know that this is what's going to be dragging you down, listen, give no room for the devil to move. Don't give him a foothold. Block the door. Be vigilant. Block the door. The Bible says be sober-minded. You know what I'm saying? So, block the door. Yeah, don't let him get in. I think the third thing to get into the mindset of celibacy is not putting yourself in a position where you know you could likely be tempted, and that will help your celibacy in your mindset. Just stay away from all appearances of evil. You don't have to look upon it, yeah, because once you look upon it, it's in your brain. It can't be undone. Like, it's mad because I remember last year I looked at pornography. And this year I'm looking at going, if I look at that thing, and the thing is, it's like, not like I feel disgusted. I feel disgusted at what I did, but I'm saying, I know how easy it is to slip back. I know how easy it is. I remember watching it and thinking to myself, this thing, I don't know why I'm watching it, but the thing, when I feel the way I feel boom. You know what I'm saying? And again, this comes down to trust. Do you trust that God is going to be able to fulfill your needs? Listen, abstain from the feeling. I know the feeling's coming to collect. Abstain. You need to. But listen, guys, we'll talk some more about celibacy. I don't want to go too deep in there. Like I said, I want to just give a few videos where I talk about it. It's mad and done, yeah. Yeah. Guys, I appreciate you lot. Get me? Boom! Heaven is forever, baby. I shaka wanna be as well.